Whoa, 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 whoa. This is the Yewllusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. Doing a little Saturday Night Live here. I got a quick story to get us warmed up, and then I'm going to read some of my novel I wrote in 1994. Been meaning to do that for a while. So don't hesitate to put some tip money in the cup, dude. We appreciate all the support we can get around here. So anyway, I was driving over the canyon this evening, or over the hill, and I was behind a drunk driver, obviously someone who was pickled, and I was like, whoa, man, like there's still drunk drivers out there. What a trip. And then I thought about the story I've never told before on YouTube. And it's about a drunk driver and my experience with a gnarly head-on collision and a tale of caution. So we go back to the year 1990. It's spring 1990. And I know it's spring because it's spring break. My girlfriend and I at the time, the JOJ, we are heading from Aptos, which is just south of Santa Cruz, back down to Malibu via Big Sur. So I'd left the day earlier and I'd met up in Big Sur and then she met me the next day down at Big Sur. Back then I had a red pickup truck, and she had a Toyota Land Cruiser, all tricked out Toyota Land Cruiser, like an old Toyota Land Cruiser, like the Jeep kind. And so we met up, but she had been in a gnarly accident like a couple years before, coming back from a Jane's Addiction show. She was like early Jane's Addiction when they were still small. So she was coming back from a Jane's Addiction show, and she had been driving with her friend on the 101, and they had been cruising down the 101 and rammed into a car that had been abandoned on the 101 freeway with no lights on. And they plowed into the car, and she had gotten ejected through the window and bounced down the highway. And so, she had a pretty radical story, but she was like a model. She was super hot, but her face had been like reconstructed and stuff. But she was still beautiful. She just had like one scar on her face. And anyway, so we were living up. We were going to Cabrillo College up in Santa Cruz. We were living in Aptos, and it was spring break, and we came down for spring break, and we were coming down. So we met, and but she had broken her back in this accident, right? She had broken her back in this accident. She could walk and everything. So she had this Toyota Land Cruiser she had, but it used to make her back hurt. So when we met up in Big Sur, she was like, will you drive the Land Cruiser the rest of the way down to Malibu? And I'm like, okay. So she was driving my pickup truck, and we had our dog. We had a dog together, little Roddy pit bull mix, brindle pit bull, like named Hooch. And so we were driving, and it's dark now, and we're coming out of Big Sur, and we're in a little town called Harmony, California. And if you can look on it, it's just a little teeny, like nothing town. I think the population's like 10 or something. It's south of Cambria, just north of Morro Bay. And so we're driving, and it's late at night. It's probably 11-ish. And we're cruising, and if you're going south out of Harmony, California, you kind of come up a hill, and then you go on a long straightaway down and through some turns. Well, we're cruising. She's following me in my pickup truck, and I'm in the Land Cruiser. And we're tooling along. I got the dog with me. I'm cruising down the road, and at the last second, I just see something, and I flinch, and I swerve, right? Well, what it was there was a line of cars coming up towards us in the other lane. It's a 2-lane road. There's a line of cars coming up, and what was going on was a drunk driver was passing this other line of cars with no lights on. And the car passing with no lights on, like, I swerved, and it head on my girlfriend who was following right behind me. Boom, dude. We're on. It's all of a sudden it's pitch black. It's pitch black. There's just brakes, the whole thing. I jump out. It's pitch black. My car with my gal, and it's all just totaled. She's okay, kinda. I run to the other car, and the chick is hammered. In her total car, like, what happened? What happened? And I'm like, I'm getting ready to sock her, and this dude comes running out of nowhere from one of the other cars. It's like, leave her alone. Go take care of the other car. He saw I was loose. I'm like, you're drunk. You crazy bitch. You're drunk. And he's like, go take care of the other car, which was my girlfriend. So I go back, and I'm sitting with my girlfriend in the car, and I got her head on my lap. I'm not moving her, right? Like, I know, like, and I know she had already broken her back once, and she's like, I think I broke my back again. It's like a whole thing. I'm sitting with her. There's no lights. There's nobody. We're out in the middle of nowhere, Highway 1. I'm sitting there, and I'm holding her, and I'm talking to her. All of a sudden, I hear screeching, just, and I look up, and there's a full giant Chevy Suburban was flying up the road, and now has come up on the accident. There's no lights or anything, dude, and sees the thing and does this. All I see is headlights coming at me. I'm holding my girl, and I'm like, this is it. This is it. And it fishtails through the accident site. And I'm sitting in the car, broken up car, in the passenger seat with my girl in my head. I see the thing fish out. I see the headlights come. I see it fish again, the headlights, and then I see the tail just coming right back for the thing, and then it fishes out and goes through the thing, and then next thing you know, there's a bunch of people there, and lights, and stopped, and the I don't know, things started moving pretty quick, and then there was a bunch of highway patrols there and ambulances and the whole thing. So what had happened was my girlfriend had, like, fractured her back again. She was in the hospital for like 2 days. Move forward. And kind of at the end of the story is I went to court like a month. Like 6 months later, I got called into court to testify. The gal was fighting it. And that's all I really remember. That's all that really came of it. And it was just one of those things, man, of it was so gnarly because it was this person with no lights on. Like, I don't know if you can really imagine what it was like in that sense of, like, we were just tooling down the 101 at night after having a great day, and all of a sudden it's a flinch and just noise, silence, dark. It was like this, it truly was like a thing from a dream. I don't know, I was thinking about that today following this drunk driver. And I was like, it's so weird there's still drunk drivers out there. Like, I don't quite understand how there's still drunk drivers in 2019 with all the lifts and the this and the that. But anyway, yeah, I've had a gnarly experience or life-altering experience with a drunk driver with no lights on. Anyway, that was just my little warm-up. And now I'm going to read some of my novel. If you want to, look, the way this all works, I know I've been quiet for a little while, is some people take care of this channel. Thank you, Twitty. But the rest of you, it's a pay. You kind of, you're chipping in based upon your enjoyment of said content. And if you don't enjoy it, well, you wouldn't be here anyhow. So whatever. So I'm gonna start reading my novel I published with my buddy in 1994 called Wow, which has its own trippy story. And we're just going to, so it was published in 1994. And I think I will just start with the dedication page. So this is, for all of you out there who like to get stoned, this is time for you. I am sharing with you what I would call bong literature. And I just want to know that when we were writing this book with my buddy, one of our stated objective was to sure to mention marijuana on every single page. It's that kind of a book. So it's a far out sci-fi adventure involving copious amounts of THC. So, I'm going to stop.